Our planet, though familiar, holds mysteries that challenge our understanding. While we may think we've explored every corner of the Earth, the truth is we are far from achieving such a feat. The majority of our abode remains uncharted, especially beneath the waters. Over 70% of the Earth's surface is composed of oceans, vast expanses that linger as unknown territories. Imagine, dear viewers, that even after treading on nearly every inch of solid ground, the greater part of our planet remains submerged. This aquatic vastness, housing over 2 million species, with more than 90% still undiscovered by science, envelopes us in a sea of uncertainties. We find ourselves stranded amidst the unknown, submerged in our own ignorance about the world around us. Have you ever stopped to think that, when entering the waters of a beach, we are completely unaware of what lies beneath the surface? As William Shakespeare said, there are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy. Yet, I assure you that beneath the water, there are far more secrets. Now, I invite you to dive into the depths of the oceans, a world so vast and mysterious that it challenges us to comprehend its grandeur. How deep is the ocean? Imagine you want to explore the underwater world with your own eyes. Upon entering the sea and reaching a depth of 2 meters, it would be enough to no longer touch the bottom. From this point, diving becomes necessary, and even without equipment, immersion can occur in the first few meters. However, soon, an oxygen cylinder becomes essential. For safety reasons, the maximum depth allowed for recreational diving is 40 meters. In our safe simulation here, let's continue descending. The statue of Christ the Redeemer would be submerged at 90 meters, and at 100 meters, the Statue of Liberty would also disappear beneath the waters. Sunlight still reaches the depth of 100 meters, but as we descend, darkness gradually envelopes us. Diving records exceed 300 meters, equivalent to the height of the Eiffel Tower, yet this represents only 5% of the journey to the ocean floor. We now reach 500 meters, where illumination diminishes until the last ray of light dissipates. Below this depth, darkness is absolute, and no trace of visibility remains. This is just the beginning of an unfathomable descent, exploring abysses that challenge us to comprehend the grandeur of the oceans. We'll continue this journey in our next plunge into the unknown depths. Here, we venture into the so-called deep ocean, starting from 1,000 meters, known as the bathypelagic zone. The term bathy comes from Greek, meaning deep. In this zone, darkness becomes your companion, and it is also home to strangely horrifying creatures, such as the blobfish, considered the ugliest animal in the world. Giant creatures like the colossal squid, which can exceed 15 meters in length, also inhabit this realm. However, beyond the darkness, here, you're also freezing. The temperature in this zone is about 4 degrees Celsius. But considering the wonders of the deep ocean, this is the least of your problems. In fact, you would already be dead due to the pressure, over 5,000 psi, equivalent to the weight of a pickup truck on every inch of your body. Pressure is the greatest obstacle to underwater exploration, and it was here that the tragedy of the submersible Titan occurred, associated with the quest for the Titanic wreckage. Advancing to 1 kilometer, we reach the Bissau zone, home to bizarre animals like the lanternfish Melanocetus johnson, which even made a special appearance in Finding Nemo. This zone houses bioluminescent creatures adapted to total darkness. And finally, we dive into the Hadal zone, named after the Greek god of the underworld and the dead. This part represents the lower half of the ocean, from 6,000 meters to the deepest point on Earth, the Mariana Trench in the Pacific Ocean, about 11,000 meters below the surface. More than the altitude of Mount Everest. The Earth is deeper than it is tall, and the Mariana Trench is extremely challenging to reach. However, humans have achieved this feat several times. The history of this conquest dates back thousands of years, from Archimedes' studies on buoyancy, the force that pulls bodies upward when immersed in liquids. Researchers have always dreamed of exploring the underwater world, and centuries later, in the 17th century, Cornelius Drebbel created the first closed submarine powered by oars. Subsequently, modern versions emerged with compressed air, diesel combustion engines, and even nuclear power. These technologies revolutionized military strategies, initiating a race reminiscent of the space race. In the pursuit of submarine supremacy, nations invested in the development of submarines. A fascinating history of exploring the depths, where humans challenged the limits of pressure, the unknown, and nature itself. And so, we continue our journey, unraveling the secrets of the depths and the extraordinary achievements that have marked underwater exploration throughout the centuries. Not only the Mariana Trench but all the other deep points of the ocean. Well then, mapping the ocean floor is a significant challenge. Methods for measuring the ocean's depth have evolved over time, and various technologies are employed for this purpose. 1. Sondes and echo sounders. Since the 19th century, ships have been using sounding devices to measure ocean depth. These sondes consist of a weight attached to a cable, and the time it takes to reach the ocean floor is used to estimate depth. Echo sounders, utilizing sound waves, are also common for depth measurement. 2. Satellites. Satellites equipped with altimeters measure ocean height from space. These altimeters send microwave pulses to the ocean surface and measure the time it takes for the signal to return, thus calculating ocean height. 3. Remotely operated vehicles. ROVs. ROVs are remotely operated through cables connected to surface vessels. They are used to explore underwater areas and collect visual and scientific data. 4. Autonomous underwater vehicles. AUVs. Unlike ROVs, AUVs are autonomous and operate without direct control from a surface vessel. They are programmed to execute specific missions and collect data in underwater areas. 5. Manned submersibles. Submersibles such as the Trieste and the Limiting Factor, as you mentioned, are vessels designed to transport humans to great depths. They have pressure-resistant hulls to withstand the extreme conditions of the deep ocean. The development of these technologies has allowed significant advances in ocean exploration and mapping. However, it is worth noting that vast unexplored areas and many mysteries remain in the depths of the oceans. The underwater unknown continues to intrigue scientists and explorers, encouraging the quest for new ways to understand and map the seabed. Indeed, mapping the ocean floor is a significant challenge due to the vast expanses of the oceans and the challenging conditions of the underwater environment. As you mentioned, there are various techniques and technologies employed to gain a more precise understanding of the seafloor. Here are some additional considerations. 1. Multi-beam echo sonar. Instead of a single sonar beam, vessels use multi-beam echo sounders that emit multiple beams in different directions simultaneously. This allows for more detailed three-dimensional data collection of the seafloor. 2. Autonomous underwater vehicles, AUVs, and remotely operated vehicles, ROVs. These vehicles are equipped with sensors and cameras that enable the collection of visual and topographic data in specific areas. AUVs can operate autonomously, while ROVs are remotely controlled. 3. Earth observation satellites. While satellites have limitations in directly imaging the seafloor, they play a crucial role in monitoring oceanic variables such as sea surface temperature and color patterns, which can indicate underwater features. 4. Gravity mapping. Variations in Earth's gravity can be measured to infer variations in seafloor topography. Denser areas, e.g., due to the presence of seamounts, exert a slightly additional gravitational attraction. 5. Real-time multi-beam exploration. Advanced technologies allow for real-time multi-beam surveys during navigation, providing a continuous and detailed view of the seafloor. CAD 2030 project is an ambitious initiative aiming to map a significant portion of the seafloor by 2030, leveraging technological advances and international collaboration. The progress achieved so far is encouraging, and the continuity of these efforts is crucial to enhance our understanding of the oceans and promote the sustainable preservation and exploration of these underwater environments. You raised an important point about the potential environmental impacts associated with detailed mapping of the seafloor, especially concerning the exploration of natural resources. Deep-sea mineral exploration is a complex issue involving environmental and ethical challenges. The exploration of minerals in the deep sea includes extracting valuable resources such as manganese, iron, cobalt, and polymetallic nodules. These minerals are essential for various industries, including battery manufacturing, solar panels, and electronic components. However, exploring these resources can also have significant impacts on the marine ecosystem.